Modern periodic table was given by Moseley. Moseley, M-O-S-E-L-E-Y, Moseley. Moseley. That is called Moseley's periodic table. He said, he gave a law that is called law of modern periodic table, which states that the properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic numbers. In other words, the modern periodic table is based on atomic numbers, not based on the atomic weights. Mendeleev was the scientist who said that who made a periodic table based on atomic weights, but there were defects, there were flaws in that periodic table. So his periodic table is more or less correct. There is modern periodic table. You have to concentrate on the modern periodic table only. In the modern periodic table, there are 7 rows. 7 rows are there. Horizontal rows are there. They are called periods. There are 18 vertical columns. There are 18 columns like this. They are called groups. The groups are like this: 1 to 7 with A and B. That is 7 plus 7 become 14. Group 8 contains 3 columns. Then 14 plus 3 17, and 1 column is there, that is 0 group for normal gas. The total 18 columns, vertical columns are there. They are called groups. How do we find the location of an element in periodic table? Location of an atom or an element in periodic table? It is done like this. Suppose we have sodium 11. Atomic number we see, not the mass number. Mass number we don't need. Atomic number, because it is based on atom. No, first I write it 2, 8, we write electronic configuration 2, 8, 1. How many shells are used here? 1, 2, 3. So this will belong to period 3. And group, the number of electrons in the last orbit, that is called valence electron. Valence electron determines which group it belongs to. It is belonging to group 1. We write that. You can see K, L, M shells. 3 shells are used. So number of shells determines the period it belongs to, and the number of electrons in the last orbit, that is valence electron, determines the group the element belongs to. Similarly, we have some other one. There is suppose chlorine 17. So on the basis of atomic number we will do. There is 2, 8, 7. Period will be 3. Group will be 7. Group 7 we write, or you can just write the number 7. Both will do. Either one we write this way or write 1, or we write 7. This way or we can write. Any one will do. Then we have, suppose oxygen is 8. What do we write? 2, 6. Then this period is to group 6. Group 6. Like this we write. Okay, on this basis we can find the location of an element in periodic table. Number of shells will be the period. Number of valence electrons will be the group. Okay. Then in the modern periodic table, as I told, there are 7 rows, 7 periods. Period 1 contains 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. Period 2 contains 8. Period 3 also contains 8 elements. And rest of the periods contain 18 elements. Each one contains 18 elements. And you should know what are the elements present. I write first group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I write 0. We have to deal with only these groups. Okay, other groups are there in the periodic table, but you don't have to deal with them because they all come beyond period 3, and questions on beyond period 3 will not come. So here we have hydrogen and helium. Okay, group 0 is a group of inert gas. Then here we have lithium, beryllium, then we have got boron. I think you should know by heart this one. Boron, after that comes
carbon,
then comes
N,
nitrogen, then comes oxygen. Yeah. Yeah, if you know, then fine. So this is
F. Fluorine.
this is fluorine. Till calcium, you know.
Neon.
Fluorine, then comes neon. And after that comes sodium. Here it comes magnesium. Here it comes aluminium. Here it comes silicon. Then comes phosphorus. Then comes sulfur. Then comes chlorine, and then comes argon. And then last two, there is just no only, but this will not come. Potassium and calcium. Till 20, atomic number 20. Group 1 is called group of alkali metals. Group 2 is called group of alkaline metals. Group 4 is called group of semiconductors. Group 0 is the group of you have to learn, you have to do it every day, then you will know. Group 1 is a group of alkali metals. Group 2 is alkaline earth metal. That's it. Only these two, only important groups you have to know the name. Group 4 is wait, I'm telling all the important ones I'm telling. Group 4 is a group of semiconductors. Group 0 is a group of inert gas. Group 7 is a group of halogens. They are the strong non-metals. Halogen is salt producer. They are able to produce salt when they react with metals. Okay, so that's why they are called halogen. There are 5 members. There are 5 members in the halogen family: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene. Fluorine, chlorine are gases. Bromine is liquid. Iodine is solid. And acetylene is radioactive halogen. That word is important. Acetylene is also solid, but it is a radioactive element. Okay, hydrogen. Just keep in mind, it will not come. Group 1, all the metals, all of them contain how many electrons in the last orbit? 1. This way, how many electrons do they have in the last orbit? 2. They have how many electrons will have how many electrons in the last orbit? 3. Here 4, here they will have all 5, 6, 7, and this will be having their outermost orbit. 0 electron is not there, that means their orbit is complete. They have completed their orbit. And this helium is an example of inert gas which are duplet arrangement. Rest all have octet arrangement. They have got 8 electrons in their last orbit and they are complete. Okay, except the helium. Helium is having duplet arrangement. 2 electrons and the orbit is complete. Okay. Group 1, 2, 3 are the group of metals. 4, 5, 6, 7 are the group of non-metals. And group 0 is the group of inert gas. Okay, group 1, all the elements will have valency 1. Group 2 will have the valency 2, positive 2. Group 3 will have the valency plus 3. Group 4 will have the valency minus 4. Group 5 will have the valency how much? Not minus 5, minus 3. Right. Minus 3, because 5 is having 5 electrons, there is a shortage of 3 electrons, the minus 3. Group 6 elements will have the valency minus 2. Group 7 will have the valency minus 1. And group 0 will have the valency 0, because its outermost orbit is complete. It has neither excess of electron nor shortage of electron. Okay. Then sometimes they ask question that X, Y, they say X, atomic number of X, or X is belonging to group 3. They say it is belonging to group 3. Y is belonging to group 6. Group 6. Write down the formula of the compound formed between them. Write down the formula of the compound. So how to write formula? First we write X, group 3, that is it must be metal, so write plus 3 valency. Y, group 6, that it must be non-metal, valency is minus 2. How do you make a formula out of it? Formula will become H2Y3. 2 will come here, 3 will go there. H2Y3 is the formula of this compound. Is the compound electrovalent or covalent? We say one metal is there and one non-metal. So between metal and non-metal, plus 3, plus 3. This is 3, group 6. No, group 3 that is valence is plus 3, group 6 valence is minus 2, they make a formula. The formula becomes H2Y3. So, what type of compound is this? Is this compound electrovalent or covalent? We say electrovalent because one metal and one non-metal. Between a metal and non-metal, the compound is electrovalent. Between two non-metals, the compound will be covalent. So, just now the compound name is electrovalent. Now they are asking you write down a reaction. Write down a Bayes reaction for the formation of the compound between X and Y. If X is a monoatomic element and Y is a diatomic element, they are saying that. So how to make a formula? X is a monoatomic plus Y is a diatomic, right? Y2. And we know the compound form is X2Y3. So let us add X2Y3. The compound name is X2Y3. Now how to balance it? We have to balance now. X2 is there, you have to put 2. But Y3 is there, so you have to put 2 at the back, you have to put 3. But 2 2s have become 4x, we have to change the number now, we have to add 4. So this is the equation we are writing to show the formation of the compound H2Y3. The name of the compound is H2Y3 and this is the reaction for it. How do we make it? Question only says that X is monoatomic, which X stands for single atom. And Y is diatomic, that means there are 2 atoms of Y. And write down the Bayes equation to show the formation of this compound. So we will be showing it this way. Hope you understood it. Okay, now 2 of the elements they are called metalloid. These 2, boron and silicon. Boron and silicon are called metalloid. Metalloid has the properties between metal and non-metal. Between metal and non-metal. Name the metalloid of period 2. This is actually period 1 and this is period 1, this is period 2, period 3, this is period 4. Name the metalloid of period 2, the answer is boron. Name the semiconductor of the period 2, carbon. Name the semiconductor of the period 3, silicon. Name the metalloid of the period 3, silicon. That the answer. Yes? Semiconductor means the substance will behave as conductor and insulator both. That's why semiconductor, half conductor and half insulator. Okay? Name the semiconductor of period 3, the answer is silicon. Name the element which shows the property of catenation. Which shows the property of catenation? Carbon. And which period does it belong to? It belongs to period 2 or group 4. Okay, like that we answer. Name the alkali metal of period 2, the lithium. Name the halogen of period 3. Halogen of period 3, that is chlorine. Name the inert gas of period 3, so argon. It's easy only, so you can name it. And how to make formula, I think you know, of the compound formation, this and that. Yes. Now, you have to know the definition of ionization potential, electron affinity, electronegativity, remove an electron, remove an atom. Electron. Ionization potential definition is it is the amount of energy required or the amount of energy absorbed by an atom to remove an electron from its valence shell or from its outermost shell is called ionization potential. So across a period which element will have the maximum IP? Always inert gases. Inert gases have very high value of IP. Inert gases. So for ionization potential, the highest value these inert gases will have. So you have to come till inert gases. And what is electron affinity? What is electron affinity? It is the amount of energy released or emitted by an atom when it gains an electron to change into an anion. So that is called electron affinity. Normally halogens will have a strong affinity. Till here you will do. Halogens will have a strong affinity. Gaining, the electron capturing. Group 7. Okay, but there is an exception out here. Which is the most strong non-metal? Fluorine. Fluorine is the strongest non-metal. Then comes chlorine, then comes that is normal. So we find the strongest non-metal here on top of the group. Where do we find the strongest metal? The strongest metal in group 1 we find, and at the bottom we find, at the bottom. The strongest metal we find at the bottom of the group. Please don't talk in between of them, then I can disturb them. Let me complete. You just listen quietly. I'll tell everything. The strongest non-metal we see at the bottom of the group 1. The strongest non-metal we get at the top of the group 7, halogen group. Electron affinity will be actually this way. It is decreasing because atomic size and the non-metallic character this way increases. So electron affinity decreases. According to fluorine should have the highest value of electron affinity than the chlorine, and then chlorine should have highest than the other one like that. But there is an exception to it. You have to know that. Chlorine among all the halogens, among all the substances has the highest electron affinity. It is exceptionally high. Here it does not follow that rule. Fluorine's electron affinity is less than that of chlorine. If they ask you to arrange like this way, aluminium, sulfur, chlorine and fluorine, how do you arrange? In the ascending order. First you will be writing aluminium, then you write sulfur, then you write fluorine, then you write chlorine. Chlorine has the highest value, most value, highest value. Among all the substances, chlorine has the highest value of electron affinity. So remember it. This question is slightly tricky over here. So because students they think they are following the general rule, fails over here in this case. When we move, now what is called electronegativity? The definition of electronegativity, we say it is the tendency. It is. I think this definition needs to be corrected in the copy. Okay. It is a tendency of an electron to tendency of an atom to attract the electron to itself to form a compound. The tendency is called electronegativity. Tendency. We say non-metals will have more tendency to attract the electron to itself in order to form a compound because they are electron acceptors. So they have more tendency. That tendency is called electronegativity. Okay, and then which has the highest value of electronegativity? Fluorine. After that comes chlorine, then comes other element. Halogens will have always the highest electronegativity. For rest of the thing we do till fluorine till halogen, but except for IP. For IP we have to go till the group 0. So this way when we move from left to right, metallic character and atomic size keeps on decreasing here. But till here we check. We will not go till here because inert gas has got the atomic size slightly bigger than this one from it. So here the rule fails. So for other things checking you do till number 6 except ionization potential you come till here. Ionization potential. And this way when we go down, so atomic size and the metallic character keeps on increasing like this. So at the bottom we get the most metallic element. When atomic size and metallic character increases, then the other things should decrease. That's why this way the electron negativity, electron affinity, atomic ionization potential keeps on decreasing like this. So among all the substances which has the highest value of IP, this one, because this one decreases and this has the highest value. That is because among inert gas already have high value, but highest is this one because it keeps on decreasing like this. Helium. So helium has the highest value of IP among all types of substances. So this is the idea of this one. Why we ask present type question also. When we move across the period from left to right, why the atomic size decreases? We said it is due to the increase in the nuclear charge. Number of electrons are increasing every time. This is for 1 electron, the last one will 2 electron, 3 electron, 4 electron, 5, 6, 7 like that. And last one is complete. So more electrons, then more attraction, then the size is compact. That's why the atomic size keeps on decreasing here. It has the strongest force of attraction, the size is more compact. So because of the increase in the nuclear charge, the atomic size decreases, we say that. And because of the number of electrons increasing their last orbit, the metallic character decreases. And when we go down, why the atomic size increases? Because of the increase in the number of shells. This is the one with one shell, this is the one with two shells, three shells, four shells. Definitely the atoms containing more number of shells will be bigger in size. That means this will be smaller than this will be smaller than this, smaller, and at the bottom we will find the largest size. Okay, so they may give the question on this like X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, they may write and they may ask you separate questions on that. So accordingly you have to answer. Yeah, any questions you have, you want to clarify, now you can ask. It's all clear? Okay, now I just read 1 or 2 year question paper so that you get idea of it. Okay, I read the question of the year 2017. Question says, select the correct answer from the list. They are saying the energy required to remove an electron from a neutral isolated gaseous atom and convert it into a positively charged gaseous ion is called electron affinity, ionization potential, or electronegativity. What do you call it? The energy required to remove. Tendency is electronegativity. Energy required will be ionization potential. And energy released will be electron affinity. So this will be ionization potential. They have given another one. Match the atomic number. You have to match the atomic number. Right? Remove this and just read questions. Yeah. Say. Okay. These are the atomic numbers given. Okay. 2, 4, 8, 15 and 19 with each of the following. Okay. Now question says you have to match a solid non-metal belonging to the third period. Which solid non-metal will belong to the period 3? Tell me. Which will belong to period 3? A solid non-metal, let's say. Which one? Period 3 will be definitely after 10, no, after 10, because 10 is your period 2, that is, it will be 15 only, there is only one such. This is belonging to period 4, 19 is belonging to period 4, 2, 8, 8, 1, so period 3 there is only one, so the answer is which one then? 15. So answer for this question is the atomic number 15. Next one, a metal of valency 1, which metal has got valency 1 here? Check. 2. Which metal has got valency 1? 19, because this is coming 2, 8, 8, 1. Last orbit has got 1 electron, there is a metal with a valency 1. This is the answer. 19 is answer for this. Yes, correct. Next, they are saying a gaseous element with valency 2. A gaseous element with a valency 2. Huh? 2 is the inert gas, that is helium. Its valency is 0, no? Valency quotient is 2. Which has got valency 2? This is an oxygen, no? This will be 2,6. That means it has a shortage of how many electrons? 2 electrons, no? Valency 2, I said, valency. A gaseous element with a valency 2. Oxygen is a gaseous element with a valency 2. Minus 2 actually. They are not saying minus 2 or the valency 2 will be this one, no, 8. 2,6, that there is a shortage of 2 electrons. This is inert gas valency 0. Next they are saying an element belonging to group 2. An element belonging to group 2. Which one belongs to group 2? This one, number 4 one is belonging to group 2. 2, 2. Last one they are saying an element belonging to group 2, that is a rare gas. Which one is a rare gas? This one. Rare gas, that is helium. Done. Next question they say, arrange the following as per the instruction in the bracket. They have given this one, helium, argon, neon. They have given this. All the three of them are inert gases. Increasing order of number of electron shells. You have to arrange them in the increasing order of number of shells. This contains how many shells? 2 shells. Neon contains, helium contains 1 shell. This contains 2 shells. This contains 3 shells. That is helium, neon, and argon. Yes, right. You will be arranging helium, neon, and argon. Next question is saying sodium, lithium, potassium. Na, lithium, potassium. You have to arrange increasing ionization energy. You have to arrange in the increasing ionization energy. Ionization energy means ionization potential. Increasing. How do you arrange? As we go down, let's listen. As we go down, metallic character and atomic size increases. Then ionization energy must decrease. That means when you go down, that means the ionization energy keeps on decreasing, but you have to arrange in the increasing. Then you have to start from down to up. From bottom you have to go up. Then it will be increasing. From down, potassium will come first. Then will come sodium. Then will come lithium. In the increasing order. Okay. Next they are saying F, fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Okay, hydrogen family. Increasing electronegativity rate. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Negativity they are saying electronegativity. Remember it, not electroaffinity. Electronegativity. Then they are saying increasing. That means you have to start from down. Because this way electronegativity then you write this bromine, then chlorine, then chlorine. Increasing atomic size, they have given this one, sodium, potassium, and lithium. Increasing atomic size. Increasing order, lithium, sodium, potassium. Yes, you know it. Lithium. Yes. Lithium, sodium, and potassium. Atomic size. Done. If here only they ask you to arrange in the increasing order of electron affinity, how do you arrange electron affinity wise? Tell me. You have to arrange in the increasing order of electron affinity. Increasing order. What do you do? First one, what will come? Increasing order. From smaller to bigger. Which has the smallest electron affinity? Which one?
Bromine.
You have to start from down you have to go up. Which one you write first? Then bromine, chlorine, and fluorine, which you write this down. I told you exceptionally chlorine has the highest value. Then fluorine will come here and chlorine will go later on. This is for electron affinity. I am talking about electron affinity, exceptionally high. Be very careful about it. Affinity you have to read properly. Affinity. Chlorine has here the rule fails. That rule now increasing order, decreasing order, that rule fails. So you have to be extra careful. What they are talking about? They are talking about electron affinity or electron negativity or other things they are talking about. They have to see. Now the question is, I think you can go through the questions and see. Sometimes they give A, B, C, D, like this kind of thing they are given, and then asking you to answer. Suppose I do one more. Okay. So I am discussing the question of year 2016. They have given a table or calendars. They have given. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 0 they have given, and here Student L. This way is given period. Period given. Now I read the question. Use the letters only written in the periodic table below to answer the question. You have to only use the letters given there in the periodic table. Okay. They are saying state the number of valence electrons in atom J. Atom J. Where is J? What is the number of valence electrons? This is belonging to which group? 5. J is belonging to group 5. So what is that valence electron? 5 only. 5. Not valence, they are saying number of valence electrons. Question number 2. Which element shown form ions with a single negative charge? Single negative charge which will form, hydrogen will form -1, which will form the ion with a single negative charge? M. Which metallic element is more reactive than R? Which one is more metallic than R? We know the most metallic element will get down here. No? T is most metallic here in this case. T is more metallic than R. That is answer. T. Which element has its electron arranged in 4 shells? Which has got the electrons arranged in 4 shells? Now period 4, that is which one? T only. Answer for this question is also T. Finished. Now they have given the question, fill in the blank. Fill in the blank by selecting the correct word. If an element has a low ionization energy, then it is likely to be metallic or non-metallic. Which has got low ionization energy? Think this way. This way when we move, when we move this way, so ionization energy increases or decreases? This way when you move, atomic size decreases, metallic character decreases, then ionization energy will increase. No, it will go. Which will have this one? Hydrogen. No, it will be non-metal. Non-metal will have the most value. So it is likely to be non-metallic. If an element has 7 electrons in its outermost shell, then it is likely to be largest or smallest atomic size among all the. If it's having 7, its size will be the smallest or the largest among the same elements, number of elements in the same period. Atomic size decreases. That means it will be the least out here. Isn't it? Then we have to choose answer smallest. Go through the questions today, periodic table. If you have any doubts there, you can clarify. So I think this chapter was short only and sweet and easy, and you have done in class 9 also. So most of the things